Hello and welcome to number 35 in the extravaganza that is the Way of God with Jewish Education in Manchester, site Orton Kosher. And we got to page 101, which is section 2, chapter 2.6. Okay, right at the bottom page if you're using one of these prints. Otherwise, whatever you're using, if you're using an online print, it's section 2, chapter 2.6. Now, last time we finished off with me saying that I was going to give you the analogy of the guys with the hamburgers. Do you remember that? Okay, I've got to give you this analogy. You'll love it. Well, maybe you'll like it. Okay, so it's like this. Let's say there are three guys eating hamburgers. Jewish people that shouldn't be eating non-kosher hamburgers. Okay? I need to think of three names. Let's call the first one James. So James is a very nice guy, but tummy comes first in all of James's decision-making processes. Very good guy, walking down the road, sees an advert for a McDonald's hamburger. He's like, that looks amazing. I've got to go get that. James, what about, no, you should, no, I've got to go. It looks going to look amazing. Goes in there, buys it. Oh, I feel so bad about myself. I'm so guilty. How can I have let myself down? I keep doing that. If I see a nice looking pizza, I'll just go buy it. I can't stop myself. James has got a tummy issue. That's why he ate that pizza. He wanted the taste. Okay, let's talk about Bob. Bob is an accountant in a non-Jewish accountancy firm. He's a very good accountant, works very well. And for the end of financial year party, the accountancy firm take out a whole TGI Fridays. And they come out with those really cute chips in little frying baskets that you get on your plate with napkins in, and a burger. And the burger is non-kosher. It's not a kosher burger. And all of his friends say, come on, Bob, come on, you'll love it. And he goes, no. Maybe I'm thinking of becoming vegetarian. He's lying, right? No, go. And out of peer pressure, he eats the burger. He didn't really want the burger, but he felt pressured into it. All of his friends were pressuring him. So he ate it, whatever. Okay. And let's talk, who have we had? James, Bob. Let's have Philip. Let's talk about Philip. Philip is the kind of guy that feels like this. Philosophically, it's none of God's business to tell me what I should and shouldn't eat. Who's he? Tell me what I should ingest. So he goes out of his way, goes to a McDonald's, buys a burger, which he doesn't like the look of and feels as if it is ethically unsourced, which he feels a bit guilty about. But nonetheless, to prove his point, he takes the burger and says, God, you see this? It's actually not as bad as I thought. Now, but all of those people have eaten a burger when they shouldn't have eaten a burger. And they all get 50 negative points. Whatever the arbitrary punishment system is for eating forbidden foods, that goes on their account for Rosh Hashanah. But when it comes time for Rosh Hashanah, when it comes time that they're going to be judged for that deed, and then implemented, a sentence is going to be passed, what's the treatment for those three people? Very different. Number one, let's talk about James, where tummy comes first. God makes him a celiac. In the coming years, define he's going to become a celiac. How's that help? Well, when he runs out, he sees a beautiful picture of a burger. He's about to run off to have a McDonald's burger. He goes, oh no, I might have wheat gluten in. And that'd be really bad for me. He's got to stop and think about his tummy because his tummy just overruns his head, kind of thing. His brain is overrun by his tummy. So now God is forcing him physically to have to think about his stomach. That helps. But James, was it? A lot. Yeah? Let's talk about Bob, who was the accountant, and he had an end-of-year party at TGI Fridays, and he was pressured into eating the burger. God makes sure this year he gets the sack. Doesn't sound very nice. I mean, he knows it. Yeah. He doesn't yet know he's going to be rehired by a Orthodox Jewish accountancy firm, which would never have an end-of-year party at TGI Fridays, okay? That's not where they're going to hire the place out. Now, it may seem like a grave inconvenience to lose your job, but in Bob's case, that's a fantastic thing to happen because negative things are happening to him through peer pressure. Then let's take, who was the last one? James, Bob, Philip. Philip had the philosophical tussle that he doesn't feel as if God has adequate authority to legislate any dietary laws. It's just not his business. So he went out to do that specifically to prove God wrong or to incense God. That's a spiritual problem. That's a mental, spiritual apparatus. That's not physical. It's not his tummy, and it's not peer pressure. In fact, he went out of his way. He didn't even feel as if it was ethically sourced meat. But it was a bigger thing riding here. It's like he's none of God's business. That's spiritual. He now needs spiritual problems. Or he needs spiritual realignment. Maybe he needs to go to someone, I don't know, like Yeshivas or Sameach in Jerusalem and like work that through with like experts who he can talk that out with. And he needs to do a lot of research and work. Indeed, God, who's the creator of the universe, is holding up physics, all the laws of friction, gravity, Planck's constant, weak and strong electromagnetic energies and forces, dark matter, dark energy, all of quantum physics. He's mopping up excess copper in your blood right now. He's tuning the sonar of bats and orca right now. Sure he does. He gets to say, I don't want you to eat that. Sure he does. He's inventing the materials called beef burgers and he's holding them together atomically and he's presenting this food. And when you eat them, he's really doing the digestion. You aren't. It's a physical process which he's designed and is manifesting. So sure he gets to say what you should and shouldn't do. But you get to say what you want to do. That's the system, right? So each of these three people need a very different prescription remedy for health. But they've all done exactly the same thing. Oh, well, everyone eats a burger. Yeah, but you're eating a burger for a different reason. I can't give Philip a celiac disease and expect that to help him. And I'm not going to get James to lose his job because it's not going to help him. Tummy comes first for James. What I need to do is rethink the tummy comes first thing for him. Does that make sense? Everyone needs their own prescription. Let's see point 6 at the bottom of page 101. There are still people, however, who are absolutely wicked as a result of their deeds and have absolutely no incorporation in themselves of good. In fact, they've incorporated so much darkness and insensitivity that their bodies and souls are actually corrupted beyond repair. They are therefore unfit to become drawn close to God in any manner whatsoever. We're not talking about them. It's possible, nevertheless, that even such people should have some good deeds. Okay, let's talk about them for a little bit. When placed on God's honest balance, however, these good deeds cannot bring the individual to the side of true good, neither by virtue of their quality or quantity. If his deeds could so balance him, then this individual would indeed not be considered absolutely wicked and would be counted among those who are continually purified by whatever things that God's going to set aside until they're ready for the ultimate good. But if God didn't pay off their good deeds, then it'd be an unjust system. So we've got two things going on, one from last time and one from this time. One is like this. When God sets out a judgment system that includes the concept of suffering, it's correctly meted out for that person's direct prescriptive needs. Number 2, if we've got people that simply aren't going to make it to Olam Haba at all, why am I giving them any hassle whatsoever? I'll tell you what, they've still got to be processed because they've probably got good deeds hanging them out. If you've got a guy who's a drug dealer and he's corrupting an entire community by getting kids at the age of 6 to be addicted to crack, and therefore they become like thieves because they can't get really done anything by the police because they're underage. So it's a very safe person to like get in. So he hangs around playgrounds giving out free crack and it's a terrible person, ruining families, ruining neighborhoods. He's an evil, wicked person. But you know what? He's got this thing where he stops and helps other people across the road. And he does, and he helps all these people across the road. Oh, come on, can I help you? Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah. They all say, if only there were more people like you in the world. If only. But this is the thing that God's got to pay that off. This guy can't come upstairs after the end of his life and say, you owe me Olam Haba for all the old people I helped across the road. God's going to say, I paid you off with an all expenses paid trip to Disneyland Paris. Do you remember that? Yeah, I won it in a raffle. Yeah, and you really had a good time. It was 2 weeks. Oh, it was brilliant. We went on every ride in the whole... Oh, it was amazing. Well, you paid off. You're in a 5-star hotel with a minibar. I'm clear with you. I paid you off for all the helping the old people across the road. We're done here. You have no further claim. That's why it was decreed that these good deeds that he's done when he's helping off the old people has to be rewarded in this world. You see, we're talking this world through suffering, tribulation, or gratification, stimulation, enjoyments. Can be used, that doesn't mean all gratifications and enjoyments are like this, but can be used as a payoff system by God on your portfolio file to say, I'm clear with you on this. We're clear. I don't owe you. Now that I don't owe you, you have no claim to Olam Haba. Minority deeds to minority world, majority deeds to majority world. If your minority deeds are good, he has to pay you off in this world. If your minority deeds are bad, he has to pay you off in this world. He has to. You have to enter Olam Haba debt-free. That's a rule. Such a person that has indeed been a drug dealer and all this and is not getting in, but he helps out old people across the road, his merit is used up. And he doesn't have any effect, in incorporating excellence into his psyche. God's taken that and says, look, you corrupted yourself. I didn't do that to you. Obviously, I invented the idea of cocaine. He put the idea of carbon together to make a ring which would invent. But cocaine is used by dentists when they give you a filling. Novocaine, that injection, the shot they give, is cocaine. Heroin is given by doctors to ladies in labour, known as diamorphine. There are very good uses of cocaine and heroin. But there are very bad uses of cocaine and heroin. And you were the kind of person that used it bad. And you're not allowed to do that. And you destroyed people's lives over it. I let you in. But I can't not pay you for helping the old people across the road. What we see from the first three examples, James, Bob and Philip, and the drug dealer who helps old people across the road, is God's always good to pay people off. And he's always trying to help. He's trying to say, look, if this is your problem, I'll give you help over that problem as much as I can give you. I want to help you through the problem. That's one of the ideas that we say Matir Asurim and Someicha Noflim in the second benediction of the standing prayer. Jews every day say a standing prayer 3 times a day. And in the second blessing, we say you're the individual who releases the bound and supports the fallen. We're talking about people who are spiritually in a rut and have fallen into sin. He's always helping them out. This guy, James, is giving him a celiac disease. How's that helping him? That's helping him tremendously. His number of beef burger ingestions have gone down dramatically since he became a celiac. This is very good for him. Since Bob has been sacked from his previous company, he hasn't gone to a non-kosher after-office party once. It's good. No, but it's bad. It's horrible. Yes, but they needed it. That's the treatment. Some treatments are unpleasant. They come with side effects. I don't know what to tell you. It's medical. He got himself into that position. He knew he shouldn't have done it, but he did it anyway. So these systems are all running in real time. And the global reason why he's doing it is to try to get people to earn the right to get into Olam Haba. And if they aren't, he'll still pay them off. He's not going to pay. The question is how, with what, and where. But the concept's there. Next time, we're going to deal with a very complicated idea. A very complicated idea. And that's going to be the quality versus quantity disparity that we've never discussed before. And that's going to necessitate a diagram. We're going to utilize this diagram next time. It's going to be a complicated diagram, as you can see, like a bar chart, a graph, a chart of different people's portfolios and performance, and very complicated issues that crop up that need dealing with, how God deals with those systems, and he invents a system to cope with it. And we're going to discuss that next time. It's really amazing, complicated one. Do that with you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Any questions or comments, you can be in touch with me under the line or through site, or look forward to seeing you then. All the best. Bye.